Do you want to sell your house? Perhaps you're planning on selling it by yourself, but even if you're planning to use a realtor, do you want to know where to begin in getting things ready, getting your home ready and fixing it up to sell quickly and at the best price? Well, stay tuned as I go through the steps in preparing your home to sell and sell fast. Hi, I'm Brenda Keller, a realtor with Red One Realty in the Dayton, Ohio area. And today, in my weekly series of informative real estate videos, I want to go over the steps with you to selling your house. More specifically, the steps in preparing your home to sell and sell quickly. If you're short on money and time to prepare it, at the end, I'm going to share with you which of these steps is one of the cheapest and best things to do. First, I want to encourage you to click on the red subscribe button below the video and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Help a girl out. Thanks so much. Now, on to the topic of tips for selling your home fast. Tip one is to get in the mindset that you're selling your house, okay? It's a physical house, not your home. You are going to be moving to your new home. That's your heart. So try to look at the physical house with all of its rooms as an object that you need to fix up and market in the best light in a neutral way so that the majority of people viewing it will like it. I'm telling you this not to brag, but to increase my credibility, that I know what I'm talking about in marketing courses that I completed when I earned my MBA, my master's in business administration. Marketing real estate was one of the topics that most interested me. So please believe me when I tell that you need to try as hard as you can to remove the emotional ties you have with that dark red feature wall that most buyers will not like, and those artificial flowers and vines that you have draped across the top of your kitchen cabinets, because they actually make the ceiling look lower and most buyers look at them as clutter. So remove those emotional ties and look at the house and each room with a business marketing mindset to determine how to make everything neutral and to look as new and as updated as possible in order to be appealing to the masses. So step one, as I said, is to think of your house as a house, not as your home, and think how to make it as neutral in taste as possible. Okay, now starting with step two, you will need to put in some work and some money if you have deferred maintenance for a while, okay? So hopefully not a lot of work and a lot of money. You don't need to go crazy, but you do need to perform necessary improvements and repairs. You need to start with deferred maintenance, those things that you know needed cleaned or serviced or repaired, and you've been putting it off, deferring it to a later time, deferred maintenance, therefore. Well, the time has come. So first of all, excuse me, first of all, anything that will not pass a home inspection by FHA, VA, or USDA, and that you will probably have to fix before the home can sell anyway, you should fix now. And if you don't know what those things are, ask your realtor. They can help you out knowing, how many steps, you have to have before you need a rail, and other things, peeling paint in houses, that are older. Just ask your realtor and they can help you out with telling you what needs to be repaired in order to pass an inspection, okay? And this would be anything that is structural issue, any structural issues, like major cracks in the foundation or the basement, damaged support beams, etc. Those sometimes need to be evaluated by a professional, maybe even a structural engineer, and repaired. Anything that is a health or safety issue that needs to be addressed, needs to be fixed. This could be as simple as a handrail, like I said. Where you have steps inside the house, check with your county and your township, and your realtor might know. It's usually anything with 3 steps or more that you need a handrail. It could be more serious safety issue. Is there any present water damage or former water damage? And did that perhaps leave mold, especially black mold? So look around plumbing features and fixtures, and look under sinks and in cabinets or vanities, and look and see if there's any water damage in those from dripping pipes. Look at the ceilings and top, like if you're on the, if you have 2 levels, if you look on the top level of any home, look and see if there are any water damages or water marks from leaking roof, perhaps. And then if you're on a second level, if you have a bathroom or any plumbing on the level above you, look at the ceilings again and see, has there been any water damage to the ceilings? Excuse me. Do all of the electrical outlets and light switches work? Does the electric need upgrading? This sometimes you're going to have to get a plumber in there to take a look at it if things aren't working and get it repaired. There cannot be peeling paint, as I mentioned before, in homes and garages if they were built before 1978, because it's assumed that the paint is lead-based. Sometimes it's merely scraping it down some, sometimes professionally because of the lead that gets in the air, and painting over any peeling paint. Also, anything staying in the house that is not in working order needs to be repaired. By the way, whether it needs repaired or not, it's a good idea to have maintenance or service come out and maintenance done on the furnace and the air conditioning units. And then, you know how they put those little stickers or the tags on the unit that says the last time it was serviced, so that you have that on your side to show the buyers. Especially if it's an older furnace, they can say, yes, it's an older furnace, but it's been serviced recently. If there are any big issues that you can't afford to address, any of these things I've talked about, and if you can't afford to address them before you sell the house, discuss this with your realtor. Possibly you might have to list the house that it can be somebody with a conventional loan only that won't have to pass an FHA or VA or USDA inspection. You might be able to give the buyer some credit for repairs. So, talk to your realtor about that. So after you've gotten into the proper mindset that this is a house I'm marketing, it's not my home anymore. It's going to be a house I'm putting on the market. And then you've addressed any major repairs that need to be done and deferred maintenance and get things fixed up. Now's the time to go around and look at some of the more minor things that just give a negative impression of your house. And those things start adding up in buyers' minds, and more and more things that are wrong with your house and that need repaired, like holes, dents, animal scratches in the drywall, caulk that needs cleaned or repaired around the bathtub, fix any leaky faucets, clean out the gutters around the house, re-nail any gutters if they're pulling, off the house. Make sure your downspouts are in place. Tighten or replace loose doorknobs. Just last week, it took a potential buyer into a home, and we opened the front doorknob and it almost fell off. I mean, get a screwdriver and fix it. So amazing. But anyway, make sure all windows are functioning and windowsills are caulked and cleaned and repaired or replaced. Repaint missing or damaged trim around doors. Replace switch plates and outlet covers that are missing or cracked or dirty or painted over or broken. People think the house hasn't been kept up, and they'll start wondering what else is wrong with it if they can't even fix this broken switch plate. It looks like it's been broken for years. People think you don't value your home, and if these small items aren't repaired, what about the bigger items? So as they go through the house, they start to think, I need to fix that, and I need to fix that, and I need to fix that, and I need to paint that. And it just keeps adding up in their mind. So update switch covers and outlet covers. I mean, the entire house. It's just a simple, inexpensive thing to do. I think switch plate covers and outlet covers, just those simple builder grade plastic ones, but get white ones. They're less than $1 each. My husband just got some for our garage, and I think they were 61 cents each. And he was complaining because he knew someplace he could get them for 55 cents each. But anyway, so just replace those old ivory colored, dirty, cracked covers with new white ones throughout the entire house. Don't leave any unusual light switch covers because you think they're cute. Again, that's not appealing to the masses. If you've got a pretty flowery one that's somewhere, somebody might look at that and think, oh, that's an old lady switch. Or you have some sports team. They might not like that sports team. So just get plain outlet covers and switch blades. Put new hardware on the kitchen cabinets and the bathroom cabinets. That's one way to make old cabinets look a little newer. Of course, painting them also could really help. Replace all the room's doorknobs with modern ones if you have a little older home, and something that just is a nice thing to do, and people look at that and think things are updated. Now, you might not get a big return on what you spend on doorknobs, switch plates, outlet covers, kitchen cabinet hardware, but the overall impression it gives of the house is, now that it's been taken care of, the buyer sees that there are some updates, and it just looks nicer. It gives a better impression of the house overall. Okay, so now the third step is more important than it sounds, but it's one of the biggest bangs for your buck. And if you don't have the time and money to do other things I'm suggesting in this video, then I would suggest that this is the one step to try to complete, and that is to freshen up and brighten up the home with new light paint colors, and by having more natural and artificial light in the house. So first, about lighting. The amount of brightness in a house brings up different emotions when you walk into a home that is dark and dreary. Any of you who've taken psychology courses may know this. It truly does help and hinder, people that suffer with depression, and even if not, just the emotional feeling you get when you walk into a dark, dingy living room, as opposed to one that has lots of light and, bright natural lighting or good overhead lighting, light colors. So no matter how nice the furniture or decor is, as opposed to walking into a home that's dark and dreary, if you walk into a home that is light and airy, you get that cheerful feeling, and you feel much better. So replace dark drapes with lighter curtains, or simply open up the drapes or the curtains and any blinds. Clean the windows very well. You'll be surprised how much more light comes in that way. Leave blinds and curtains open during all showings. Now, you might not like them open because of privacy, when you're at home, but if your house is being shown, open it all up. Okay, turn on all the lights when people are coming to view your home, and let your realtor know, I've turned on all the lights before I left, because I want them to walk into a light, bright house. Okay, even in the daytime, turn on all the lights. If you have any of the old 1950s light covers, go to Lowe's or Home Depot, Amazon, Walmart, any of these stores, and you can buy inexpensive light covers that are more modern and more updated, and that really makes a difference sometimes in the overall impression of your house. In addition to brightening up the home with lighting, one of the most important things you can do to brighten up and freshen up your house is to paint. Okay, now you've got to invest a little bit of money in there, but even if all of your ceilings are white already, if they haven't been painted in years and years, go through and repaint. Buy the brightest, whitest paint you can find, and just go through and paint the ceilings in every room in your house, and you will be surprised how much brighter and lighter and newer, that makes the rooms look. And then paint light colors on your walls. Not yellow. Trust me on this, not yellow. You want to paint all of the rooms very neutral light colors. Light gray, like I have my wall here, light beige, or white. Some realtors will suggest ivory, but personally, I think it looks more like you have old white paint that's changing color or something. So if I'm going to paint a wall white, it's going to be a bright white to match the ceiling. And anyway, paint is one of the best investments. It makes your house look lighter and brighter and more updated and clean. So even if your room has been painted recently, but it's, turquoise, and I know some colors are modern, and coming in now, teal colors and turquoises, and, all different things you'll see on HGTV. But we're trying to appeal to the masses, and we're trying to make people think their furniture and their items are going to fit in this house all right, because it's not going to clash with that blue wall that you have. So make everything neutral, gray, beige, tan, white, okay? My suggestion is to paint walls with flat paint so it doesn't show any imperfections that you have in the walls. If you used a semi-gloss or a satin or a gloss even, it really shows up cracks and dents and other imperfections. So paint the trim white if you can. Now, sometimes you do have beautiful wooden, hardwood around the house that you don't want to paint. But if you have it painted any other color, or if it's ivory or dirty white or whatever, go through and paint all the trim around the doors and the windows and the baseboards. Paint them white. And I do use satin for that, not semi-gloss, not glossy paint on my trim. I do use satin. And again, you can see my walls here. I love wainscoting, so we put this in. And it's just done as with all the trim with a white satin paint. And all of my walls are flat paint. And this is a flat, just a light gray paint, okay? Again, you want the walls light, very neutral. You don't want people to refer to your house and remember your house because of some colors. You don't want them to say, oh, that house, the one that had the hideous red feature wall. Hey, I like red. So if you have a red feature wall, that's all right. But we're appealing to the masses, okay? You don't want to be known as that house that had the big red wall, okay? Or the one with the purple girls' room and the red, white, and blue boys' room. No, you want everything neutral so people can visualize themselves and their furniture in this home. They can always paint their own colors if they don't like it, but for now it's so neutral that most furniture will fit in there and not clash, okay? So that was step number 3. Step number 4 is to deep clean and declutter, okay? Eliminate clutter. Less furniture, less clutter means more money, okay? So put rooms back to the original use too. If you have a dining room that you're using as an office, put the dining room table back in there, show it as a dining room. If you have a bedroom you've turned into a home gym, not everybody wants a gym in their house, okay? And if they do, they're going to be thinking to themselves which bedroom they can change into the gym or do it in the garage, but turn it back into a bedroom. Or if you have enough bedrooms in the house, it's nice to make one look like, stage it for an office. If you have, sorry, I keep getting choked up here. I just got over a cold. If you have to put the majority of your things in tubs or boxes in the garage, the basement, the attic, do so. But the better choice would be to gather up all of your excess stuff that you still want to keep, put it in tubs or boxes, and take it to a storage shed. Until you sell your house. Tidy up your closets and your cabinets and remove about half of everything that is in them, because people go through your closets because they're thinking it's going to be their closet if they buy the house. So they will open the closets. That's fair. They should. And if they see the clothes are packed in there, ready to pop out, shoes all over and piled up on the floor, all kinds of things, it's going to look to them like you don't have enough room for your stuff, and I'm not going to have enough room for my stuff. So, make sure that you declutter. Take about half of everything out of closets, half of everything out of your kitchen cabinets, because they're going to be looking through all of them. If you're going to use a lot of things, put them in tubs that you can store in the garage, the basement, whatever, when you show the house, and then bring them back up to the kitchen and just leave them in the tubs if you're going to be showing your house off and on. And if you need them, you can take them out of there while they're in the kitchen or in the bedroom or wherever you have your tubs. Okay. So I can't tell you also, as you're cleaning and decluttering, I cannot tell you how important it is to depersonalize. Remove all personal photos. Now, I know sometimes you have spent a lot of money making collages or getting special pictures done on canvas and whatever, and you've got them staged so perfectly, in your home in different spots. But seeing your family's pictures throughout the house destroys the illusion the buyer has of seeing themselves living in this house. As soon as they see your family's pictures or trophies or the kids' artwork on the refrigerator, they now see somebody else's home and they feel like they're invading your privacy, and they no longer picture this as their possible home. So please, 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 as beautiful as your family is, and take all that and move to your new home. Remember, this is now a house that you want to sell, not your home. So make it a house that anybody could visualize themselves moving right into. Okay. And cleaning also means clean the odors of smoke or pets or any other odors out of the house. Clean carpets and clean curtains well. That helps get rid of a lot of odors. Spray Febreze on carpets and drapes. In real estate, there's a term that is used. It says smells that don't sell and smells that sell. And that is any good smelling food or candle type scent that's not an animal cigarette smoke or old house smell, then those help sell houses. Try something like wax warmers. You can light scented candles. I think candles are dangerous. They kind of scare me. So I use wax warmers. I have those in my house. You can use room sprays and plug-ins. Like I said, Febreze on carpets and drapes. Some people bake bread or brew coffee before they show their house. I think it feels a little contrived, but if that works for you, that's fine. At least it's a good smell. So again, clean, declutter, depersonalized. Pack up all your family photos for display in your new home. Okay, we're to step 5, and 5 is curb appeal. Clean it up outside and have some landscaping. Mulch goes a long, long way in making things look better. Even if you already have mulch down, if it's old and it's not a pretty color anymore, get some bags of mulch and throw down. First of all, trim your shrubs and pull any weeds or anything, then put the mulch down, because otherwise you're cutting things on top of the mulch and then you have more mess to pick up. So anyway, put mulch around at least just in the front of your house where people are going to walk in the front door. Make it look nice. Work on curb appeal. If it's springtime, buy some spring flowers. Just clean it up. Now for the front door. Again, part of curb appeal. You don't have to get a new front door, but if it's needed, paint your front door a modern color. Replace the hardware if needed. Just make a good first impression. And now the last step is step number 6. It's not necessary, and this step probably goes with the step about fixing up things and the step about painting, but it's not necessary to totally redo your kitchen. But you've probably heard that kitchens and bathrooms sell houses. But don't go overboard. Don't go crazy. I would suggest for the bathroom, just to clean it. Now is not the time to remodel your bathroom. You're not going to get your money back for it, okay? Paint the walls white, light gray, or light beige, the colors I talked about before. And paint the ceiling a bright white. Paint the sink vanity if needed. If it's, an old wooden looking one, paint it white or light gray. Put new hardware on it. If you have a shower curtain, get a new one. You can get some from the dollar store, even a neutral color shower curtain. Don't get something fancy with flowers or a sports team or animals or anything like that. Just very neutral, stripes or even like this curtain, just, some simple pattern that's a neutral color. If you have sliding glass shower doors, just clean them. Clean the doors, clean the tracks, make sure they slide easily. Clean them very, very well. And replace the caulk around the bathtub unless it's very nice. Make sure it's cleaned. So the big thing in the bathroom, just clean it. Clean everything in the bathroom, and repaint everything that needs repainted in there. But don't do a remodel of it. Like I said, you will probably not get your money back. Also, do not remodel your kitchen just to sell the house, because again, you're not going to get your money back for it. But do update some things if needed. And the best bang for your buck you can get is, if you have old cabinets, paint them white. Even if they're already painted white, paint them a brighter white or clean them up very well if they've been painted recently. And put on modern hardware if you don't already have modern hardware. Now, I know sometimes brass or gold color, rose gold and things are coming, into vogue, but typically just the nickel looking, silver looking hardware, and I go like this because sometimes I like those longer handles, but get something modern, and put your money there into the hardware and painting the cabinets. You're not going to go out and replace all the countertops that you have with granite, but at least they could visualize that maybe they can do it. If you don't have a backsplash and you've got an extra couple $100, you could put a backsplash in. I wanted to show you some pictures here. Here's a kitchen in a house that my husband and I bought and rehabbed to sell a couple years ago. Yes, we replaced appliances. We added a peninsula with a dishwasher in it. We replaced the countertops. But again, we were doing this to rehab and sell the whole house. We replaced the ceiling fan with a drum style fan and light combo. We replaced the flooring. But if we did nothing else, hopefully you can see from these pictures, if we did nothing else other than paint the ceiling white. By the way, I did all this painting. Painted the ceiling white. I painted the walls a light gray. I painted all of these cabinets white by myself. I did put a primer on them and then painted them white. I changed all the hardware on the cabinets. And again, I did all that by myself. Even if that's all I did, it would have made such a big difference, as you can see. Now, I also put small subway tile backsplash in myself. I had not done that before, but I watched some YouTube videos and I thought they turned out pretty good. I did that for less than $300. I think it was about $260 for the grout and the tiles and the little equipment that I use for it. By the way, if I did it again, I would use larger subway tiles. That would have been much easier. Lesson learned. But again, just look at this kitchen and the change that was made by simply painting the walls, ceilings, and cabinets. If possible, replace the faucet. Now, I put a new sink and faucet in this one, but just replacing the kitchen faucet with a modern one will really help things also. Remove anything that you have sitting around above the cabinets. Like I said before, don't put flowers and vines and things like that. It makes the ceiling look lower, it looks cluttered. Remove all small appliances from the counters. In fact, when you're showing your house, about the only thing you should leave on your counters would be any decorative canisters, if they look really nice, a vase of fresh cut flowers, or a plant, or a bowl of lemons or apples or oranges. Otherwise, it's going to look like they're not going to have room for their appliances and all the stuff they want to put up there. Remember, people will be looking through your cupboards and drawers in the kitchen, so clean them up, remove excessive items, and put it in the basement in a box or something, and preferably a storage shed. I told you at the beginning of this video, I would tell you what the most important things are to do if you have very little time and very little money. The bottom line is spend what time and money you do have on 1, cleaning every surface. 2, decluttering, remove about half of your clothes and half of the stuff and furniture out of the house. 3, depersonalizing, remove those family pictures. And 4, one of the most important places to invest any money is paint for the ceilings and paint for the walls. Paint them light colors, the ceiling bright white, and neutralize everything. Trust me on this. So until next week, when I post another educational video about all things real estate, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. May God bless you. Goodbye for now.